Whenever anyone asks me for a shrewd tip, my first response is always to tell them, open an Interbet account. That's the biggest certainty that I can give any punter with total confidence. Not only is it a good business, but it is interactive, exciting, and great entertainment as well. My name is Snowy Brown. I'm a sports fanatic, and I'm all about sports betting because of the unpredictability, the enjoyment of the team being the underdog and finishing first, or a team scoring the winning goal in the last seconds of a match to be the victors. The beauty about this is that if I'm betting on the soccer, I can use in-play betting, which allows me to bet across multiple areas of the game. Knowing I have full control of my betting spread and where my money goes gives me satisfaction that Interbet has given me the power to control my bets. In my opinion, Interbet were the pioneers of online and Mobi betting in South Africa and will continue to lead the way. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to the definitive Vodacom Durban July panel discussion, because this discussion is going to give you what you need to know to be able to be a winner on July Day. We've assembled here together some of the best brains in racing, but unfortunately their midriffs don't match their brains. But on my right-hand side, Mike de Kock. Nice to have you here, Mike.
Thank you.
Are you working on the midriff?
I'm working on to send it the other way, but failing in that one. Anyway, the fact is I've beaten anorexia.
You've beaten anorexia.
Just want everyone to be quite clear on that one.
And you've done the studying.
No, I don't know about that.
Kevin Shea.
Good to be here, James. My midriffs are right.
Persona non grata on some television stations, but you're with us today. Thank you.
What can you do? That's part of growing up, they say.
Yeah,
I've never had such an easier ride in my life before. So,
well, talking about an easy ride, there on the far side, the man who's having the easiest ride of all, Paul Lafferty. He never does any work for the racing anymore. He just works for himself. Yeah, cruising along. But we've done the discussions, we've done the studying, and we're going to go straight into the Vodacom Durban July. How this is going to go is that we're going to have a little competition amongst ourselves to see who can tip the best on the day. But what we'll do is we'll discuss the Durban July first, and then we'll go through the rest of the card. So let's go with the first horse in the Durban July, and that is Marinaresco. Well, we all know he was a darling last year. He looked like it was a horse that had flown in under the radar, and he flew in the straight to get beaten. But since then, what's happened to him, boys?
Oh, no idea really, James. But, you know, I mean, last time he could be forgiven with a second run, possibly. I know with the course as well, there were spots where horses were floundering, and you know, jockeys felt that they were changing legs, and it says yes, he felt something. I must say it could have well have been that. But his run, his prep run in the 14, I thought was a hell of a run. So let's put it down to a second run after a rest. You know, I'm sure that.
But you don't believe in that.
This is a very well for some trainers it happens, some it doesn't.
Mugs it happens. Guys like you never had a problem with second run after a
This is a top stable. They wouldn't be running the horse if he wasn't well. However, I mean, at the weights, I think the horse has got too much to do, really. I mean, he is a class horse, but I mean, a horse like the Conglomerate, who beat him last year at level weights, he's now getting, I think, £9. Is it from him, or is it more?
£9.
£9. How's he going to beat him? There's a lot of turnaround with a lot of horses in the race. Class horse, nice horse, of course. For me, I'm happy to ignore the last run, but I don't think he's a handicapper in the sense of a handicapper.
The way this race is set up.
I'd like to see him at weight for age.
Yeah. How do you boys see it?
yeah, James, I agree with Mike. The weight, he's a small little horse.
Well, if you agree with him, let's move on. Laf, what do you think?
I said it's not easy to run a 60, but just talking on his last run, they tried to change the tactic.
100%.
They tried to get him into the race, and instead of letting him run his own style from off them, they chased him into the race. It backfired on them, and he's a top horse, but he's a small horse. He's got 60, and he's got it all to do.
French Navy is a horse that has looked like he'd win one of these big ones all through his career. Is he as effective at Greyville?
I think he wants the long running, definitely. Obviously, something last time I see eye hurt, highly possible that kicks up very badly this course.
And he walked out the gates.
And he had blinkers on.
Completely, he was out the race from the jump.
The last one was below par, no doubt. He's a tad erratic these days. He's a multiple Group 1 winner. Got it all to do, and I think Mark's right. He's going to have to come from off there, and he won't have the speed to go past some of these other horses.
Master Sabina has been a great servant for Michael de Broglio, and he's now packing in this game. So, you know, when you've had a horse this good and you want to pack in, what are you looking for?
Listen, he's always had happy feet anyway, de Broglio, so I think he'll get in the way.
He'll sort out your insurance problem. Don't worry about that.
Don't crash your car.
You'll get the money, I'll get left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's strange, Kev, sorry to go ahead of you. It's strange that you'd take a horse away from a trainer this close to a big race after the guys won you 2 massive races. And happy feet or not, it's
some owners are never happy, Paul.
that's it. And
2
that's
good ones, never happy.
Woodruff's a
2
great
summer
trainer.
cups.
Yeah, that's right. And he moves the horse,
summer
you know.
cups,
But he's a better horse at Turventine, just for my last word on him.
I can't agree with you more. I think, this track here is just a little bit tight for him.
Brazuca comes into the race from draw 20. We had the winner last year from draw 20. I'm not sure that the draw makes that much difference now that the track has changed its configuration. How do you boys see him? He galloped quite well.
James, you know, this course, the later the day goes on, the good draws, the bad draws might be the good draws, because that inside is going to be like a ploughed up field. I mean, I don't know how the course is going to stand up anyway. But this is a horse that's always threatened a lot. I think he's obviously got a hell of a lot of ability. Probably he's by tier filia, so he could be quite quirky, there's no doubt about it. He's a horse that could deliver on the day. You wouldn't be surprised to see a horse like this be up there and come and win a race. But, you know, he's probably let the connections down more than he's actually succeeded. I mean, if you take that, just a form of Dio Gigante, you know, Whiskey Baron, horses like that. This horse, he threatens to deliver and hasn't yet.
Yeah.
But don't be surprised if he does.
Yeah, he might be a surprise package.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about him in the betting market. Speaking to the guys out there, I thought his work was phenomenal. Worked very, very well. The distance is always a question mark. I don't know, Mark knows more about the breeding that, but I see they haven't pushed him over the 2,000 metres. But
He's 1 over 2,000.
Yeah, he's 1 over 2,000. Yeah, which I think if you can do that in a 2,000 Turfington, you can get away at 2-2. Yeah, should do that. So I think this horse on his work, he looks a very aggressive horse in his work. He looks like he puts it all in. He comes to the race and he wants to do it. He'll be up there, Andy, and if he gets away at the top of the straight, they're going to be chasing him.
Yeah, he needs a lot of luck from there. Great rider, very good horse. I'm hoping for the Werners. Lawrence has never had a Group 1 winner, and he's looking for him. It'd be great if he had to win it with this horse. He's a very good horse. He worked well in the gallops, but he's a lot to do. When he won that Group 2 of a 10 furlong, I think he beat Dio Gigante or something like that by a street.
Very easily.
By a street. So he's got the ability.
3.5 lengths, yeah.
Crambambuli is a horse I was surprised to see in the July. I thought he was a Gold Cup horse. How do you guys see him?
Probably in the wrong race. But I mean, you know, obviously a fairly decent horse and in very good form. I don't care how good or bad horses are. I like the fact when horses come into races like this off winning. So they're coming in with a lot of confidence. He might be one of those that can run you 6th, but yeah, possibly, you know, could have been better in one of the staying races.
Yeah, I agree. I think the staying races would have been the right thing for him, but like Justin, he wants as many in the big races as you can. As the old saying is, if you get one in, you can keep another one out. So he's got 5, I think, in the race, or 4 now. Yeah, so he's a kind of horse who could sneak into the back end of your quartets.
Absolutely no chance. What do you think, Lev?
Unbeaten at Greyville, coming into the race on form. Wrong race, I agree with you, but as Mark said, he's got his confidence up, but there's a lot against him from draw 19, so what's his decision for De Meyer? Drop him in, stay in horse and hope they go hard?
Which I can't see.
Saratoga Dancer is the darling of KwaZulu-Natal. The Howells, one of the Howells runners. He ran a cracking race last year in the race when he didn't look like he could get in.
Yeah, I'll start with him, Mark. I think he was ridden very cold last year. He was at the back, very cold, they quickened. He came through and ran a very good race. His form over shorter is way superior to his form over this trip, this type of trip, and I believe it's not ideal for him. He's up a half from last year. And even though he's going to run a decent type of race, I can't see him winning a race of this nature.
Yeah,
you've ridden him, Kev. You gave him a run first time out this week. We watched you, Kev.
Yeah, I don't do that, do I?
No, well, we'll go pull it up. We'll show it.
No, he's a very nice horse. He's a what you see is what you get with him. Yeah, the 2-2. We can't put a question mark there. He got only 2 lengths last year, but he's got it all to do. And the Duncan Howells, out of the 2, I think they fancy the other one a little bit. But you've got to give him a little outside chance for the Durban guys. He
ran off a 95 last year, running off a 107 this year, and he hasn't won a race.
Yeah. There's the rub.
Do you want to talk to me about handicapping?
There's the rub.
But I like his prep. I think he's prepped him pretty well. He may just be more effective over shorter. I don't know, but I do like the fact he's had a couple of easy runs coming in. Short right hind last time. I don't know if if he was lame, short right hind. I don't know.
He wouldn't run.
Ray Charles might have been the
Ray
the
Charles.
vet. You never know. But
that
always worries you that if because sometimes they do see things that we don't see.
Okay, the conglomerate, last year's winner, and certainly talking horse for a lot of people this year. Well drawn this year. Callan Murray just ridden a Group 3 winner in Hong Kong. Lots of confidence there.
I like this horse, James. I like his prep. I think this horse, when they prep him for a specific race, runs very well. You can ignore, he came to Joburg last year. I don't think he was the same horse as he was in Durban. I've seen the horse. I actually walked past the ring this morning and saw Olsen there. The horse looked well. He looks like he's come on a lot from his last run. Now this horse ran off 107 last year. Well, no, he didn't win. What did he win off? He won off for 101. Yeah. So he ran off for 101. He's gone to a 107 for winning the July.
Yeah.
Saratoga Dancers got from 95 for 107 for not
nowhere.
winning a race.
For high.
This horse is well handicapped. This horse is well drawn this year. He's got a confident young kid on. He's got a lot going in his favour. I like the look of this horse.
Yeah, so do I.
I think he's a runner.
So do I. I really do.
I like his prep.
When he won last year, he had 2 places going into his July win. And this year he hasn't placed twice, but he's put him in stronger company. There were Group 3s in last year. I think this horse is on the upward curve. And as Mark says, plan for the race. Don't leave us out of your trifectas.
He says all along, he says this horse loves Durban. And if you looked at him on the gallops, I didn't do too much with him, but he looked magnificent. His coat was good, and he was moving well. Because normally this horse goes to the start, you want to just put a line straight through him. He goes down very short, but he's got him moving well, which is very important. Big runner.
Interesting, he galloped him on the poly in the gallops. This might become a factor in the future. I think that a lot more people are going to give their horses work out on the poly.
Last year we've done it before.
Last year, a lot of poly, because the grass was a bit chopped up last year. A lot of poly last year. There's nothing wrong with the poly, but he didn't overdo it. But he looked magnificent.
Okay, it's my turn. He's a horse that's flown under the radar, but on his day when he won the Derby as a 3-year-old, he looked like a very, very good horse.
Yeah, he is a very good horse. He ran a great race, and as you say, in last year's race he ran 4th. Stratum gets the ride. It's drawn deep again. He hasn't won for a long time, but I think he's coming into the race in good order. I had a look at him the other day. I think this horse is another one of mine that I think is going to be right up there, especially with Stratum. Stratum's got that X factor where he gets a horse into a good position. We've seen him win these races, and he's going to need a bit of luck from that draw, but he's a decent horse.
Kev, Stratum never beat you much.
I took him on in the Summer Cup with Wolfersel. Caused the riot. Wolfersel caused the riot, but it was a part of the days, the good old days. Get the boys on the course striking because the 1 to 3 shot got beat. I won both the group ones that day, and I had to go into objection for both of them. One was Gary Alexander's 3-year-old in the Dingons. But going back to this horse over here, he was an 87. He's a 106 now, and he hasn't won a race since.
Another one.
These guys, you get points for running seconds and thirds in this game. You wonder why, but like you say, he has got the X factor. Stratum. I'm in your camp with the draws for the July. I don't care this track on the outside. You saw in a couple of races, Matador Man come from a long way back, right on the outside of the field, mow them down. 10-gun salute, 3 wide the whole way, right on the outside, mow them down. So I don't believe that the draws are going to play a big factor in this game.
Michael, you've got enough July winners. How would you feel if It's My Turn was your horse?
I'd be quite confident. I like the fact he's actually running off the same weight he did last year in the July, I think. And he's a year older. He'd probably be a stronger horse. I don't know if he seems to have rests. He may just have a niggle or two, this horse, which it could be growing out of. You've got to believe he needed his last run. I'm not sure why. Well, maybe there probably wasn't enough time to run him again. But this horse brings his best form to the track.
Yeah.
He's a massive runner, in my opinion.
Me too.
I'm with Stratum, the bad draw. If anybody knows how to get around them, in the July, he does.
Well, he loves the outside. As Laf's famous saying goes, he'd rather hug the leper than hug the rail.
and he found Whiskey Baron for 3 runs before that. I mean, the champion of all champions.
Yeah. You know what? I think the last was the Met. I don't know. You know, I mean, his best run there, funny enough, giving Whiskey Baron a kilo was his second run after a layoff.
Yeah.
Which this one is his second run after
Correct.
a layoff. He nearly beat Rabada, second run after a layoff.
Yeah.
So this horse
he gets
might be
better.
one of those
He
horses that
tightens
just
up.
wants to be a little fresh,
Yes.
and you know, probably not too many miles in the legs going to the race.
No.
Big runner.
10 Gun Salute. He put up a sparkling gallop. Duncan Howells and the team there are very confident that this horse can win, and he won a great prep, so he looks like a runner.
James, he's a very good horse, there's no doubt about it. But you must remember, the day he won, it was bottomless. They moved 3 horses from the turf to the poly that day. It was really wet. He ran wide and he played them. He won very comfortably. The runner-up got into the race into Vodacom Durban July after running second to him in the soft off a merit rating of 88. He's got a lot of talent, this horse. But
It's got his problems left.
There's no doubt.
Duncan's categorically said, this horse, when I get him right on the day, I mean, the time before he won, Duncan said on the Monday, the horse, they had the physio in there working on him, really getting him right, and they got him right on the day, and I'm sure he would be going the same route. Likes to run a little bit fresh, as Duncan says. He's done all his work now. This week he'll just tickle him into the July. He's got to bring his A game if he wants to win a race like this, but it definitely also wouldn't leave out my quartets.
Yeah, he's got to up his game, in my opinion. You know, I don't consider the Greyville 1900 win that strong a field. A lot of horses were prepping, and a lot of those horses will improve. I think he was pretty fit going into the race. It was his third run back, and it was soft, as Laf said, not in his favour. But obviously, clearly, there's a horse that shows the connections plenty, and so you know, always pretty confident about him. But up until his last start, failed to deliver.
Yeah, a bit more.
But you know, maybe it was the soft ground. It's not going to be soft on Saturday, I don't think.
No,
anyway.
definitely not. An Nightingale, ridden by the stable jockey, who was double or treble engaged, and you've had to work with the situation.
Yeah, no, Anthony makes sure he gets a ride in every race, even if it's
Sometimes
three,
2.
You know, maybe thinks it's a chariot race when it's 3 horses there. And anyway, look, Nightingale, I think, has got an outside chance. Drawn well, and coming in with some pretty good form. Third run, definitely a filly. She's a Group 1 winner. She's at just about level weight. She's given the 3-year-olds 1 kilo. Never discount the horse that's capable of winning a Group 1. I think she's definitely a runner for money. You know, provided she gets a nice positive ride and our jock arrives smiling on the day and wants to deliver.
Let's just hope she runs well. She likes to be given a chance. She's going to get caught up in that midriff where the guys start panicking. And listen, Anthony knows what to do. He's been there. He's done it. She's got to be given a chance, and that's where you get the best of her.
Never won here, James. She's a Group 1 winning filly. She's very good. She's got it all to do. It's a big plus. I mean, Anthony, he knows, as Kevin says, he knows how to win here. But I'm going to say I'm going to pass her by, James.
Okay, Black Arthur. Now, there's a horse that some would consider very lucky to get in the race.
James, I'll agree. And when I first heard he was in the race, I thought it was, you know, it was an absolute liberty. I mean, the what you call it, the Snake Twins did a very good job of polishing.
Oh, they polished.
They polished. They had those tongues out. My God, did they have their tongues out? But it worked. It worked. So what we're going to have to do is to grow our tongues. You know what I mean? We have to see if we can get it going. But this is a runner, actually, this horse.
Yeah.
This horse is a runner.
He is a runner, yeah.
If you go back to his early form, he's clearly a horse with a massive amount of ability. He's obviously had his issues. I see there's always rests. Then he has a second run, and then
Does he get a trip?
Doesn't get the third run in.
Yeah.
So I don't know, by Silvano out of a Western Winter mare. I don't know. You know, James, he got the trip last time. He was 2.75 off the same weight as the conglomerate. He now gets a kilo, if I remember correctly. He's drawn 8. Last time he was 15 of 18. Dougie White probably got a little far back on him. I think if this horse brings his best form, this is a big runner, this horse. This horse has got a tremendous amount of ability if you want go back to his early days.
Yeah.
They lose their form, they don't lose their ability.
Yeah, and he was gelded. I think that made a huge difference.
Okay.
I think
so
they
he's
waited
gelded.
a bit too long with that, James. I'm not there to make the judgment, but they did wait and wait and wait, and I think he started shirking it because he was big and maybe he was hemo-concentrating. Nobody will ever know, but he did, like you say, he lost his form. Didn't lose his ability. His ability is always there. He was a big name as a youngster. Like you say, if he brings his A game, this horse, if he decides on the day he wants to run, I mean, you look at him in the ring, he's a magnificent looking animal. Yeah. So,
nice prep too.
Yeah, he's had a good prep and he can take a little nudge and a knock too. And Grant van Niekerk, I think he's looking to get one closer.
Right, I just think, James, that every time he's met, it's my turn, from the stable to stable, over ground, it's my turn's beaten him every time. It's my turn's a better horse.
Fantastic.
Good words. Edict of Nance, the favourite for the race, and the Derby and big race winner here, Daily News winner. He looks like he's got everything in his favour.
He has, and obviously the biggest thing in his favour is the fact that Brett's in such good form. Anton Marcus is always in good form.
Yeah.
No way. I'd say these horses have probably got £5 in hand.
I agree with you. I think they're completely away. For me, it's a match race. These two. I agree with Michael. I really do.
If their preps have been spot on, these horses have got £5 in hand.
Yeah.
Well, I say the preps have been good, Mark. I think they've been the right route.
Yeah.
Sean's done the right thing with El Saim too. He's left him in Joburg and bringing him down. Yes. Brett thinks the world of this horse. Anton getting down to 54 is
Fat boy.
Is a hell of an achievement.
Nah, he's just got to stop eating.
Yeah, he's got to just slow down to eating 3 times a day instead of 9. I say the 3-year-olds this year are very strong.
Yeah.
All right,
I agree with you more.
I want to throw the question to you guys on each of the horses. Edict of Nance, will he get us properly run 2,200 metres?
Why not?
I think so. I think Brett will have him spot on. He knows how to get them right.
He had a good time last time. 121 for 2,000 is pretty quick.
Okay.
It was a good ride from Anton because he took on El Salim very early.
Yes.
And probably won it at about the 600-700, I think.
Yeah, correct.
So there's nothing between these two
I
horses,
rewatched
really.
the race.
Except
El
luck.
Saim was awkward. Funny enough, Andy, he was awkward with him. I thought maybe first time around the corner. He's never been out the first two. They're both, as Michael says, the weight to me is a big thing. He's drawn one. Believe me, he's got the speed to position this horse. Don't think he's going to be...
Well, that was the next question I had, was the draw El Saim. Will that affect him?
I don't think so.
Samanga's is an aggressive rider, and he's going to want to have him. He's going to want to have him forward. You don't want to be sitting. This was a massive horse, massive striding horse, so you don't want to be sitting far back, having to check off the heels all the time. Because then you're going to break his stride. You'll ruin his breathing pattern. This horse will be forward. He's got the stamina, and he's got the weight. 53.5.
He's got the record.
Albashiri last year ran off 117 in this race.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
when you put it into perspective, it jumps out. These two horses, James, in their careers, they've never carried a lighter weight as this. In their whole careers. They stand out so clearly. I think El Salim might just, with that half a kilo pull, be able to turn it on Edict and Nant. But it wouldn't surprise me if it went the other way. I think these two, with two top riders, are really the two that are... These older horses have got it all to do. It's my opinion.
Okay, let's move on to Mr. Winsome. He came in the back door. Nicest people in the world own him.
Great people, great horse, a lovely horse. You can see he's maturing. He's done nothing wrong. This is his toughest task to date. Today, Saturday, he's in it with the big boys now, and you've got to be able to take a knock and a bump, and it's not an easy race to ride in. Warren Kennedy is a great 53.5. Dean was so excited when he got Warren. He's a great rider, Warren. He's riding well. For me, I think he's got it all to do. This is his toughest task to date by far.
Yeah, has he got the class when you look what he's beaten?
He probably hasn't, but I like the fact, again, this horse is in good form.
Very good form.
Didn't beat much of a horse last time, but he's off winning. He's fit, he's well. As Kevin says, he's in with the big boys. He's trained by the big boy, Dean Canner.
Yeah.
And not badly drawn. He's fit and well. He's the kind of horse that can run into that sixth place, fifth place, sixth place, because he's in such a good space at the moment.
Yeah, Mark, if we can knock the two horses that beat him last time in the 1900, because the second horse for me is not in the race. But I think this horse ran on well that day in the mud. Yes, he ran on well in the mud, and he's a type of horse. They play in 6 places, maybe an outside place chance.
Okay, well, now you guys have talked about the old horses and you've thrown a very good case for the young horses, but I think the case against the 3-year-olds, and certainly as far as Al Sahim is concerned, is that Pagoda ran second to Al Sahim last time. If you like them, you've got to like Pagoda at these weights.
No, completely different race. Just go to the Daily News, put Pagoda. No chance. Absolutely no chance. To put it in perspective, was the 1, 2, 3 in the Daily News are in this race. They're all going to beat Pagoda. I have no doubt about that.
He beat them in the Derby.
He gives you, that's Turfentine 2-4-5-0. This is completely different. It's a staying race. Michael had a Schnitzel going that far.
It was a small. Miles didn't stay to run.
He didn't stay. His Schnitzels don't go
he
too
always
far.
came back with problems.
But still, it's a tough call for a Schnitzel. The Elsheim Classy beat him. This horse got a bit of claim to fame. It was like last year in the Derby. Rocket Ball. Nearly caught as his horse. Nearly could. Because that race is so demanding.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't been sighted since. James, not in the race.
Okay. You concur? You boys?
When I look at his form, I think he's a good stayer. That's it. He's a very good stayer in Joburg. Yeah, he'll need a hell of a gallop, which I can't see it on paper. They're not going to go 100 miles.
Well, you've got to look at him and Tilbury Fort in the same breath. Would you sort of put the two together? Neither of them go to chance.
For me, no chance, personally.
Michael, you know these.
I think Tilbury Fort probably just lacking a little bit in the quality. I don't see him as a July winning horse. He would surprise me.
Safe Harbour, filly who's raced all over the country and certainly still looks to be in good form. Certainly looked like that gallop of hers was pretty good.
That's what I thought. I thought her gallop was brilliant.
She galloped well. She's got a nice pull at the weights. I'm not convinced about the form from the fillies race. Lady of the House, go back to the crowd pleaser run. I think Brett's colt, Edict of Nantes, gave her 10 kilos. 9.5 kilos, something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And there was a short head between them.
Absolutely.
For me, that shows how much stronger the colts are than the filly. She comes out and wins the Group 1. Right, you can say she improved. At the weights and the fact that she's in good form.
She's an early horse.
Yeah.
That's how I call it.
She's had, she hasn't, she's raced all over the country as well. She's raced pretty well.
She's sound and tough.
She is clearly sound and tough. But, sometimes it can catch up with them.
Yeah,
but she is a nice filly. Again, I'm not convinced she's a type of filly but again, she's the one that could run in the first 6. Given the fact that she's got 52 on her back.
Yes.
Drawn 12, she could be forward.
The horse, I think, has deserved to get in the race. Certainly on his form against the best around was Horizon, and he was made a reserve runner. And he might just be able to fly under the radar. He's looks like a horse that could possibly be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, he seems to have been a horse that's come in sort of with a quiet prep. I'm sure he looks like quite a big burly horse. I'm not so sure he doesn't want to be gelded, this horse, but he clearly has ability, but a little bit erratic in showing that or producing that ability.
No, I think that's erratic is the right word. He runs a good race and he goes a little bit, but he's run against the best. You see his form. It's against the favourite, Janubi, Zodiac Ruler. All these horses are there. 53 kilos on his back. I mean, Candace must be happy. She's got him in.
Okay. We're going to sum up with 5 horses from each of you, and they don't have to be in any order, but this is how you'll see
order.
No, don't have to be in any order. You want to see the 5 horses. If you can pick the winner out of them, you're going to get 25 points. If you're going to pick the second, 15, third, 10, fourth, 5 points. That's how it's going to work. So any order, 5 horses. Let's go with you, Mike.
The Conglomerate.
Just give me the numbers with them.
The Conglomerate, which is number 7.
7.
Black Arthur is 11.
Yeah.
Edict of Nantes is 12.
Yeah.
Elsheim is 13.
Yeah.
And did you say you wanted 5?
Yeah.
What was the other one? It's my turn.
All right. Looks
Okay.
like we're going to be sharing the prize.
Kevin, Shay, that's it. Now they've got another 12 races to do, so let's see what you do with those.
Exactly, yeah. 7, 8, 11,
Yeah, we'll run
12,
through the rest
13.
Sorry?
7, 8, 11, 12, 13.
Same numbers as Mike the Cock. Paul Lafferty?
And mine are written.
Mine are similar.
Yeah.
13,
Yeah.
12, 8, 7, 1.
Wow.
Okay, and I'm going to give you my numbers as well because you won't believe me, but I'm nowhere close to you boys. I'm going 2, 8, 2, 7, 8, 11, 19. Right, let's go now and have a look at the race card from the beginning, and I'm going to ask you for 2 horses in each race.
Yeah, let's
you get 5 points if you win, and you get 2 points if you win with the second choice. So you've got to have a first choice and a second choice. First race, 1,400 meters. It's a fillies and mares handicap, and it looks like one of those races on the poly. Yeah, Mike?
First race is always nightmare in July.
Okay, have you got any idea, Kev?
I like number 4, Silver Class, Jan Janse van Vuren. Yeah. And number 9, I'm going to go with our big boy, Dennis Bosch.
Okay.
Summit.
Paul?
I am going to go with 8 by 4.
8 by 4. Mike?
I'm going to go 3 and 4.
3 and 4. James is going to go 4 and 1. 4 and 2, sorry.
4 and 2.
4 and 2. I'm going 4 and 2 to race 2. Okay. Race 2. It's the Mom Stakes 1,400 meters, and it's one of these merit-rated net 80 and under. So some horses come in well, some horses don't come in well. But
land this plane, James.
Let's go.
2 and 5 for me. 2 is head honcho.
Kevin Shade, 2 to 1.
From Roy's Air Force.
It's exactly same numbers, 2 from 5.
2 from 5.
We're going to share the prize with you now, Dave.
Right, okay, well, I'm going to go 2 and... I don't know.
I'm going 2 and 5 as well. Funny enough, I had them written in here. So there you go.
I've got to find one more than... Oh, no, I'm crack on.
I
can't find another. I'm going to go with 2. I think 2 looks like that.
2
looks a
Monty.
certainty.
Race 3, Betting World 2,200, grade 3. It's one of those races that they get
4 from 7, please.
Prize.
4 from 7.
4 from 7 for Paul.
2 from 4 for me, please.
Kevin Shea, 2 from 4.
6 and 4.
Mike de Kock, 6 and 4. James is 8 and 4.
Mark's got his also under the
right. Race 4, the Gold Vase, grade 3, and this is the Stayers team.
Right, I'll go 2 Hildeberg Blue.
Yeah.
From, I didn't put another one in. Let's have a look at it.
Right, Mike, have you got any idea?
What about Banny Hill? 3. 2 and 3.
3 and 10.
Yeah, right.
3 and 10.
Jeez, we're all different here. I'm 7 from 5.
7 from 5. James is going 2 from 7.
7 is favourite.
Okay, on we go. Race 5.
Race
Golden
5,
Slipper.
the Golden Slipper. Now, this is the fillies race over 1,400 meters, and certainly every year you get a bit of a result in this race. So it could be quite interesting to see what the team tips here, because I've seen all these juveniles, and we get an idea now of exactly what it's all about. Kev, you've been through it.
7, I like strong. London Secret from the Sean Terry, in-form Sean Terry. And I did put a question mark for the next one. I'm going to go, let's have a look here. Let's go, it's not easy.
7 is London Secret, okay.
So I'm going to go for a little bit of a sneaky. I'll go number 4, Green Top from the Alec Yard.
Okay. Paul?
I'm going 3 to win it.
What's that? Call
Doesn't
the name.
matter.
3
Gee Whiz.
Yeah,
Gee Whiz. And for second, I am going to go for Kevin's or 7.
I told you we're going to share
Mike?
this, bro.
I'm going to go 5 and 7.
5, what's that?
5.
Let it flow.
And 7, London Secret. James going completely differently. 2, Desert Rhythm from 12, Spring Breeze. Race 6, Durban.
Can Mark go
Golden
first here,
Horse
please?
2, 1,400 meters.
Let Mark go first, please.
Yeah,
I'm going to go 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Yeah.
I'm going 6 and 3.
Mike de Kock, Kevin, 6 and 3. Then now, obviously, the 6 has got to be Mike de Kock's horse.
I'm going 1 from 6.
And Nafir.
1 from 6.
Paul, 1 from 6. And James is going 3 from 6.
We've done the Vodacom.
Okay, so we've done the Vodacom July. We now move on to the next one, which is the MR 104. Now it gets interesting, 1,000 meters, and a very interesting race this indeed, on the poly.
Okay, I'm going with 1, Attenborough to win it.
Yeah.
For second, I'm going to go for a Sing, 11.
1
and 11.
What's 11? It's Horse Guards.
Yeah.
I'll go 1 and 4.
1, which is Attenborough, and 4, Vision to Kill. Mike?
I'm going to go 5.
5, which is Angel's Power. Michael has his runner.
Yeah.
The Stratum.
And I don't know. I'm just going to go with 5 at the stage of the game.
Ooh, we like it. We like it. We like
You've got to fill in the gaps.
Okay.
1 and 9. 1 and 9 for me.
Race 9 is
5 and 12 there, James.
5 and 12. That's what's 12? 12 was vibration. Okay. Now this is the KZN Million non-black type, and we know what some people tip here.
1 and 9. That's me.
Kevin 1 and 9. 1 being El Mariachi and 9 1 well connected.
I'm going 9 from 7.
Paul 9, which is well connected from sniper shot. It had to stick in your own horse. Mike
1 and 7. 1 and 9.
I was wondering 1 El Mariachi and 9. Well, James will go 8, which is the Dazzler, his own horse, and 9, because I don't think El Mariachi will get the trip. So we move on to race 10, which is the Garden Province Stakes, and I would think we might be all the same here.
Definitely 1. We're going to find the second one. So 1's going to be for all of us, and 1 and 11 for me.
1 and 11 for Kevin.
Give me
What's
6.
11?
10 from
Give me
11.
6.
10 from 11 for Lef.
No
Paul
1.
10
No,
from
no
11.
one.
10, which
10
is
from 11.
Just Sensual. Give me 6.
Put 1
Michael?
and you pick 6.
10, 11.
10, 11.
Race 10.
Okay, James is going 1 and 10.
Oh, it's out, yeah.
And that's Bella Bella and Just
Actually, you know what?
Sensual.
I'm going to go, no, let me go. I'm going to go 1 and 10.
1 and
I'll go
10
with the
as
old
well. 1 and 10 you are.
Yeah.
So you changed in midstream.
Yeah, I won't
Okay.
go.
11th race, Etequini Sprint non-black type. Now this is a beaut.
I'm going to go a little bit of an outsider here, guys. I'm going 5 Hack Green, hoping it comes back to form, which it looked like last time. I'm guessing here now for the other ones because let's go. Gee, these horses are all drawn, but I'm going to go My Pal L 3.
So
And
5 and 3 for Kevin.
Let's see it.
I'm going 6 from 9.
You're going to need
6 from 9. 6 is
Pillar of Hercules.
Pillar of Hercules, and 9 is Lloyd's Legacy, the breeding problem horse.
Can't talk to the trainer.
James
this time
is
around,
going 5 from 7. 5 being Hack Green and 7 and being
Right, the last.
Summer Sky. No, Mike hasn't
I'm
picked
going to
it.
go.
sorry, Mike.
I'm going to go 12.
12, which is Trippy's Girl,
Trippy's Girl. And 6.
and 6. 6 being Pillar of Hercules. And the lucky last race, I'm not going to ask you for the 13th race, but this is the listed handicap over 1,600 meters.
5 and 4 for me. Celtic Captain, Nebula and Celtic Captain.
5 and 4. Nebula.
5 and 1, James.
Paul, 5 Nebula as well.
Baritone.
And
The
Baritone.
Russian bound horse.
Yeah.
Is he sold to
And
me?
I'm going 13 and 5.
You've been dropping.
13 is Secret Captain, and 5 Nebula. I don't think Nebula will get it's a bit sharp for him, but there you
I'm
go.
going to go 3 and 13.
3 and 13 for Mike. Gentlemen, it's been a good discussion. We've got some tips. We know what's going on. We know what the experts think. Just summing it up, the July obviously been a good race for you. One of many of them, you know. What do you want for?
Yeah, listen, great. It's been a great race for us. The greatest been Epitombi, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
That
it was
was
very special.
First time
if
she's
that
ridden
filly
by-
was drawn well, I think she'd have won by 3 or 4 lengths.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
I
was-
saw a weaver way through them. She came from, she actually
Unbelievable.
left them for dead.
Yeah.
But I
And
think
it was
your,
the first,
your
you know, I
greatest
suppose
triumph was Gray's Inn.
Well, I don't know.
With the
listen,
saddlecloth
with the
and everything,
saddlecloth,
it
yeah, I
just
suppose.
actually
And
was like,
Jay-Z
yeah.
was present.
Yeah. And Kev?
Yeah, listen, it's a great day. Somebody's going to have great memories, especially if it's a first-time winner for an owner or a trainer or a jockey to win the big race. You go down in history, and people always remember you for your July winner,
Yeah,
not
well,
your
Laf,
second
you and
box.
I were lucky to get
Or
a
if you
July
don't win it.
runner.
Or if you
But,
don't win it, yeah.
You know, anything else you'd like to add?
I think it's a 3-year-old race, as I said, just to elaborate. You haven't got legal, you haven't got Whiskey Baron, you haven't got Captain America. I don't think the old horses are well represented. And I'm quite confident a 3-year-old win it. But the key of Kevin winning it on Epitombi was Mark getting on the horse in the winner's box. And the horse said, 1 at a time, please. I remember it clearly.
She got top weight immediately.
Well, as you see, we've had a great discussion. We hope you enjoy it, and we hope you have lots of success and lots of fun in the July this weekend, and a great week leading up to it.
Whenever anyone asks me for a shrewd tip, my first response is always to tell them open an Interbet account. That's the biggest certainty that I can give any punter with total confidence. Not only is it a good business, but it is interactive, exciting and great entertainment as well. My name is Snowy Brown. I'm a sports fanatic and I'm all about sports betting because of the unpredictability, the enjoyment of the team being the underdog and finishing first, or a team scoring the winning goal in the last seconds of a match to be the victors. The beauty about this is that if I'm betting on the soccer, I can use in-play betting, which allows me to bet across multiple areas of the game. Knowing I have full control of my betting spread and where my money goes gives me satisfaction that Interbet has given me the power to control my bets. In my opinion, Interbet were the pioneers of online and mobi betting in South Africa and will continue to lead the way. Interbet, where the professionals bet.